reviewed the unit Exploring and Marketing Seafood, which fits in perfectly to our Year 9 elective marine biology here at Melbourne Girls. And my first impressions were absolutely fantastic to have a curriculum resource that was designed using Australian materials and actually current materials, and it really gave me some confidence to actually talk about how our seafood is produced not only here in Australia but also looking at issues about how we import our seafood and around the globe. As an Australian school, we're required to report to Australian curriculum standards, so it just made my planning work for next year a lot easier to see that it already aligns itself to those standards. I think teachers could just take this unit and go with it. Obviously there's a lot of background resources that they could use, and it's really good from my perspective in that you can adapt it to your specific students' needs. So there's suggested activities that you could take on, but you could certainly adapt your existing activities using the wealth of resources that are presented in the unit. With links to all of the different fisheries that this unit covers, I think my students would definitely have a much richer understanding of how their food is actually produced. We already look at sustainable seafood as a mini unit which goes for 1 week, but with this resource I'm more inclined to explore on a deeper level, I suppose you'd say, and we'd probably look at a 4 to 6 week unit on covering all the issues in this unit. Now I'd be much more inclined to look at the conservation issues, but also look at how seafood is actually marketed and looking at the hospitality side of things as well. I think the information provided around the background of different marine, different accreditation systems is really informative, and being able to pass on that information to students to be able to make an informed choice around their seafood choices is great. I thought the activities based around aquaculture design were really quite interesting. I haven't really felt confident to explore and teach about aquaculture before, but especially with the updated videos that are presented in the unit, I think that's a really good resource. I think it would be really good for students who don't have any first-hand experience with the fishing industry to actually see how these different technologies actually operate, to actually understand the life cycle of some of these organisms, that some organisms spend part of their life in freshwater and some in saltwater. I think being able to see that, even if it is on a video, is really important to building their understandings. We saw a fantastic documentary called What's the Catch go to air on SBS, and that covers a lot of these issues, and it's referenced in context in the unit, so I think that's a really good resource to use. You could choose one of the strategies to actually start at, or you could actually start with Explore and go all the way through to Elaborate. I thought that was a really good way to present the information. Obviously, teaching this in different classroom settings across Australia, you're going to have a range of students with a broad range of prior learning. So that's why I thought it was so important that the material is presented in a really adaptable way.